So Lizzo reacts to South Park using her name for phony weight loss drug.
I've been referenced in a South Park episode. I'm so scared. I'm gonna blind duet to it right now. Here we
I'm
go.
telling you, Sheila, these new drugs are pretty amazing. I was feeling so ashamed of myself, watching Randy go out and exercise all the time and not eating as much. But I just don't have the same kind of willpower he has.
Which of the drugs are you on, Sharon? Ozempic, Manjaro?
Oh no, I talked to my doctor. He said insurance would only pay for those if I had diabetes.
But if you can't afford them, then how are you managing your weight?
Don't you know, Sheila? Now there's a whole new obesity drug for those of us who can't afford Ozempic and Manjaro. I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
It's Lizzo. FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight, and it costs 90% less than Ozempic.
I've lowered my standards and my expectations.
In case studies, 70% of patients on Lizzo no longer care how much they weigh.
I don't give two shits.
Lizzo helps you eat everything you want and keep physical activity to a minimum. Some patients report constipation while listening to Lizzo. Stop listening to Lizzo if you experience suicidal thoughts. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, hypothermia,
Cut the
and
fucking
literally
album!
bleeding out your ear. Are you living with concerns of obesity?
Ask about the power of not giving a fuck with Lizzo.
You saw her? She said, period.
That's crazy. I just feel like, damn, I'm really that bitch. I'm really that bitch. I really showed the world how to love yourself and not give a fuck to the point where these men in Colorado know who the fuck I am and put
Oh,
it
in
on their cartoon
Colorado,
that's
not
been around for
Canada.
25 years. I'm really that bitch, and I'll show y'all how to not give a fuck, and I'm gonna keep on showing you how to not give a fuck. Oh, oh, oh,
70% of patients
I'm
on
mad they cut it off because she would have went, oh, Lizzo. Listen, though.
Lizzo,
Oh,
bitch.
there they goes.
Liz.
What do you think?
So off the bat, I think it's kind of tasteless because if you was early on the train and you gonna make this joke, cool. You can make the joke. It is what it is, right? But look, see, here's the point, and this is why I think it's tasteless. She had a mental breakdown last year over her weight. That was public. You saw it. So now you just bullying her. This is a person who's trying to be body positive with the body she was given, right? This is. I know a lot of people say you're your weight, you work on it. Sure you do. It is what it is. But that don't mean that you also can't have your own emotional um feelings behind how you physically appear. And sometimes it's harder than others to lose weight. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And listen, that woman just literally last week was outspoken about how she felt attacked at every angle for her weight, for just trying to be herself, just trying to have her image. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was a cute episode. It was nice. It wasn't like super it wasn't like super malicious or anything. It was cute, right? It was like the Lizzo thing. They did their little jokes, and I guess when you're a show that's been on for like 25 years, you got to grab at straws to stay relevant. So
Well,
these
I
are
feel like
certain,
it's longer than that. But continue.
yeah. So you got to do these certain type of things, and I'm not like outraged enough, and this ain't like no cancel them type thing. It's just I think as a creative, try a little harder, push yourself a little harder. This was low hanging fruit, and it was low hanging fruit as somebody who has publicly um made it clear that she doesn't appreciate this. On the flip though, Lizzo took it well. To the point that just doing New York says she lying. I don't think she is. I think she took it well. I think she genuinely was flattered that this happened, and she took it the right way, which is the attitude of, hey, yo, I really made it cool to be yourself. I made it cool to be who you want to be.
I think that I think that's where I was starting at. I think we're on the same page with this, but it's more like on the reverse. I think like Lizzo took that. She took it well. And I feel like as somebody who's taking the stance that Lizzo is taking, it's an uphill battle, um, mentally, emotionally, to say, listen, like being body positive, being body conscious, and like that's the move to go. There are people that need that. There are a lot of people out there that need that kind of mindset and that kind of model to understand that they need to love themselves. A lot of the reasons why people don't go hard in the gym and lose weight, or they, like, you know, they try to eat better and they fall off, is because they really do hate, like they really do have like a lot of hate for themselves. And I feel like Lizzo is the person that has become the person to be like, no, you don't have to hate yourself. You can be whoever you want to be, um, just but having the right mindset for it. But she's the only one really giving out this body positive image. Like, there's other people doing it on TikTok, but she is not the biggest. Like, she's not the she's the only one doing it that has the biggest following behind her. So for her to have that mental breakdown makes sense to me. She's the only one doing it, really, and there's nobody that's really jumping on that same wavelength as her. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
it's very So I'm actually surprised that South Park hasn't even talked about her till now. It is 2024. Like you said, like you had the beginning of her career till now, and you choose now after you had the mental breakdown and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hold up.
That's
Can I?
just crazy. I respect what Lizzo's doing. You know, this, although I was cracking up, I do think it was a funny segment. Um, I do agree with the fact that Lizzo did not, and there's like this narrative that she was playing the victim. She was not playing the victim in this. She literally was like, "Yo, I'm that chick. Like I have my name being heard in people in Colorado. Those names are in those people's mouths. They're the ones making drawings about me, and I'm inspiring that. Like, I made them do that. So now she's on the level of she's on the same level as like a Kanye West or like a Will Smith or like whoever else they all made fun of. All of these people that they always make fun of that are big name people or whatever. You make fun of them like, yo, I'm on the same level as them. That shows that I've created success
Yeah.
for myself.
Fish sticks.
So I'm with you. So I'm with you on that, Kano.
Yeah, I still think it was low hanging fruit. I think you could, as a creative, cool. It was funny, but you could have. I don't know. I guess whatever.
I'm not. I mean, like, I'm not, like, South Park does this. Like what he says, South Park does this to everyone. I don't know if it's in their defense, but this is what they do. Like, this is just like I expect it. But I also just expect Lizzo to get that all the time, because as a big person, you're not supposed to win. I'm a big person. You're not supposed to win. You're not supposed to, like, according to how society moves. You're labeled as this as this tired. You don't want to do nothing. You're a couch potato. You're never gonna get a girl or never get a guy. You're never going to be successful because you have a weak mindset. You have a weak mindset. So like so I can only imagine you having to climb out of your own insecurities, come out of that, then be the representation of, oh, I climbed out of this and you could climb out of it too, and then having to get hit by comedians, getting hit by right wing media, left wing media.
Talk about
Uh,
Candace.
I am talking about Candace, but there's also left wing media
Leave my
that
baby
even though they
alone.
support this is whatever, where you be wilding. You know, like you got to deal with all of that. You got to deal with the other people who be tweeting about you, saying, "Oh, you fat, you this, you that." Then you got to deal with other fat people trying to make money off of you and say that you're a body shamer, and now you got this twisted psychological. And I said that in the when we spoke about that live too. When we spoke about that episode, I said you're gonna have this twisted narrative made about you that you're crazy enough to look at that person and project yourself off that person. Yo, there's so many things, and you're the only one that's really trying to make a change, bro. You're the only one. That joint crazy, crazy. So, I digress. I, to highlight what just New York. I think it's different from males in a lot of ways, but I feel like the essentially it's the same. Um, I think it's essentially the same. I think that when it comes down to men, it still has it's a little bit more difficult on women because it's women. But when it comes down, because men, we're supposed to do anything. Society, that's just what it is. But you still get hurt because other people look at you and say, oh, you're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to look this way as a man. So society doing that to you can break you down as well. But I digress. I'm done.